Hi, I'm Venus Mason Theus, author of the Christian novel Brown Paper Bag, and I heard from my really good friend Nicole Cleveland that you want to become an author too. Well, guess what? I have great news for you. I'm going to be in your area on December 28th to conduct a workshop for emerging and aspiring writers. But before I get there, I want to help you with a few quick tips to help you launch your career as a writer. Stay tuned. Tip number one, why are you writing? You have to have a motivation. You have to have a purpose. You have to have a drive. You need to know what the reason that you're writing this book is for. Is it because you want to become famous? Is it because you want to become rich? Is it because you want to enrich someone's life? Do you have a really compelling how I got over story that you want to encourage somebody to carry on? What is the reason that you're writing this book? It's essential that you know why you're writing your book. Next is what? What are you writing? Are you writing poetry? Are you writing a cookbook? What is it that you're writing? What is your genre? Is it fiction or is it nonfiction? Do you make it all up in your head and you have characters, or maybe you have a story that's based on events torn from the headlines? Or are you writing true to life happenings, nonfiction things that have happened to you, your how I got over story? Decide what your genre is. Are you writing stories that are for children? Are you teaching someone something? What is it that you're writing? You decide. Okay, the next tip is who. You have to answer the question, who is my audience going to be? And you can't just say my audience is going to be everybody, because there's only one book that's for everybody, and that's the Holy Bible. So you need to decide who primarily is best going to benefit from or enjoy reading your book. Are you writing for children? Are you writing for the elderly? Are you writing for working moms? Are you writing for managers? Are you writing for someone who's trying to get a job? Are you writing for someone who's re-emerging into the workforce? Decide who it is that you are writing for, and that will be your audience. Okay, so the next thing we want to talk about is where you're going to sell the book. Where? Well, the first thing that comes to mind, of course, is a bookstore. Several bookstores. And of course, you are going to want to contact bookstore owners. It's really easier to get them into the smaller ones. I wouldn't be so concerned as an aspiring and an emerging writer to, try to get your book into Barnes & Noble. But go to your neighborhood bookstores. You should already have some materials printed up when you go, a media kit, information about the book. You may want to give them a sample of your book so that they can get a feel of what it's about and who you are. So yes, you'll want to get your book into the bookstores and on the shelf. Now, of course, you haven't written your book yet, but here's what I recommend you do. Go to the bookstores that you frequent. Go to the section in the bookstore that is most like the one that you are writing. See what else is on that shelf. See what other books are there, how they're placed. Look at their covers. What appeals to you? Put yourself in the position of a prospective reader for your book and find out where to place your book in a bookstore. Have a conversation with the bookshop owner. Find out from them what their policy is as far as if they have a policy where they pay you 60% of the sales and you let them have 40, or some other kind of consignment arrangement. You want to find out what the payment arrangements are for bookstores. In addition to bookstores, you can sell your book online at barnesandnoble.com, also at amazon.com, and I hope that you plan on having a website and a blog. You can sell your book right from those websites and also from your own personal website with a cart, or you can call it My Shop or My Bookstore. So those are just some really quick tips. I want you to think about how and where you're going to sell your book. Last but not least, the big question: when? When are you going to release that book? You have to have a date. You can't say someday I'm going to have my book written. Someday I'm going to finish my book. Someday I'm going to launch my book. No, you have got to decide on a date. Now, here's the thing. You can decide on a date. You can tell everybody what the date is going to be. And if something happens and you fall short, well, you can change the date. You can reschedule the date, but at least get something that you have a goal to work toward. If you have someday out there, it's not on the calendar and you're not going to feel obligated to finish it. But trust me, if you tell somebody my manuscript is going to be complete June 23rd of 2013, you're going to be motivated to work towards it. People are going to be asking you, how are you doing with the book? How's that book coming? And that is going to propel you into getting the book done. So make a decision as to what your target date is for your book, and understand it's okay if you have to massage the date a little bit, but you don't want to make that a habit. When is that book going to be launched? I hope you found that video to be helpful, those few tips that I left you. Nicole and I are really looking forward to seeing each and every one of you on December 28th at the Essentials for Writers workshop. Listen, I have put together a link that goes to the registration page so that when you register for the conference, you can send me those burning questions you have about being a writer so I can be better prepared to answer your question even before I get there. So go to the website right away, register right away, and send me those questions right away. This is Venus.